Well, this review is late. It can't be helped. There were circumstances. Most of all, it's the first of the last 3 chapters, so-called, of Shokugeki no Soma. Yeah, last time I said Shokugeki no Soma was finished, and yes, well, it technically was. Apparently, we're going to have some epilogue chapters to basically summarize everything else that has been happening, or blah 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 blah, whatever, something like that. So, but we will not have them once a week. We will have them once a month. So for the next 4 months or so, maybe we will have one in the monthly. It will be nice to have that, and hopefully we will have a satisfying conclusion to the Shokugeki no Soma, because let's face it, that final chapter was not satisfying at all. The angry anime fan here to bring you the thought. First of all, a pretty controversial cover page, I have to say. You know, as a normally, when it comes to etchiness and dirt things, I will have to be shameless and say the amount of things I have said, I really don't, or seen, I really don't mind seeing, and that is kind of controversial to say. However, this page here, I'm saying, no. I don't mix food. I mean, yes, Shokugeki no Soma was all about etchiness in food, but chocolate sauce and whipped cream on naked female bodies, normally that is meant to say this is the dessert, but for some reason for me, I'm just saying no thank you. Regardless, we have been jumping now a couple of months to even a whole year, meaning that now our main characters are in their final years of Totsuki Academy, and a lot of things happen. Yes, Erina, she did win the Blue Championship. Duh, she will always win, won't she? And Soma is a little bit breakdown by that, but unlike some other breakdowns, this is a little bit more playful comedy. And then eventually evolved into a day when he just suddenly decides, I'm going overseas, I'll be back in a couple of months. Oh, that's Soma for you. Always so reckless. Even Hayama lampshades that. He has been gone over half a year, despite because he's a first seed, he can basically be gone forever. While Hayama deals with his paperwork. Elsewhere, the rest of the Elite 10 have become very close with each other as they all prepare for the next annual Fall Classics. Oh yeah, and the cast have some minor changes. Nikumi now has longer hair, although it's still not longer. Ryuko once again have long hair, but the one who has the most longest hair is of course Yuki, who is now in very twin tails. We also see some other people and some youngsters, and actually turns out that Soma's presence in the end to all of this actually did end up being a positive reaction to Totsuki, as a lot of youngsters who are now even in this Fall Classic are now battling out for Soma, because according to Megami, who also is in this chapter, and I really appreciate that, apparently the fact that the blue competition that showed seemingly modest cook, I mean a cook that came from a modest, humble bringing, actually inspired a lot of aspiring chefs, so to speak. And with that in mind, many young promising chefs worked hard and really became accepted into Totsuki. So in a way, Soma became just as Ishinki said he always would be, an inspiring person, someone who would stop the status quo and in the end do what is rightfully right, and that is inspiring people to be better than the rest. And well, the judges of that, it was Kuga and Ishinki, and unfortunately even Tsukasa. So for some reason even Rindo, I have no idea. Also is Kojiro, who has now gotten his 3 stars in his restaurant just like he wanted, although he is shooing out the rest. Megami, well, we still don't really know which kind of seat she is. I take it it's still the same seat she has always been in. After all, the artist did waste her character. It's still worth noting that she is now so confident that she can actually handle these things alone, Well, not alone, but she's handling that, and I do like that. Former Elite 10s all argued on how to do all these things, what they were gonna sell, or stuff like that. But it turned out to be a pretty amusing argument. So in the end, Soma has been gone for over a half a year, but what he has created, left behind, has truly become remarkable. Then we're switching to Arena, who for some reason cut her hair! I know it's a Japanese symbolism, also in anime and manga, that when you cut your hair, you start a new life. But Arena with short hair, no. Just no. And what makes this even more comically is that Hisako, who has always had short hair, is now the one with long hair, but she's having it in a ponytail so we can barely see exactly how long it is. Of course, Irina is a little bit mad that Soma is still so much gone. But what makes this a little bit more heartwarming is that we see all this through Megumi's eyes and how much she sees that people have changed for the better. Because now also a lot of other people have been working together. Yes, we even see the newspaper people that become big. I think we also even saw Hoyo, the character that was so wasted. She had such potential, and yet she was only sidetracked. I mean, granted, she was a minor character, but it's still pretty bad that it was so wasted. And many other minor characters as well. And even some faces with some familiar faces I don't really understand. Either way, it's her Irina's relationship with her mother has improved, and I'm quoting because yes, it's no longer that much full of hostility. And Mana seems to have learned a little bit from what Soma did, but she still is a little bit more of the rejecting taste and all that stuff. So this time it seems that Irina and Mana have gotten a little bit more of the playful I don't really want to say rivalry, but more of the playful mother and daughter relationship. Of the fact that Mana always mock her cooking, but this time she does it with less hostility and saying that I'll see how much you can change my taste. And Irina always saying, bring it on. Even though she's slowly recovering, she is still not there yet. Oh yeah, and Yoichiro was also there. So in the end, maybe finally the Mana and Irina relationship are slowly improving. And the chapter ends with the teasing question of Irina asking the one question we deserve to know in the main manga! Which was how, or more like, or more, sorry, damn, I dropped my words. What kind of person was Soma's mother? Tomoko Yukihara. Who was she? Yeah, that is the question we always asked. And we finally got a chapter to show us that, but that didn't really show us everything. So perhaps next chapter, which we will get in a month or so, will reveal the real reason. How Yoichiro met Tomoko, how he fell in love with her, and how she made him a better person, or healed his emotional scars. So, well, especially since he's gonna say how we met each other. So yeah, that's basically it. The cast of Totsuki has been moving on. They are still in the Elite 10. Soma's left behind a wonderful legacy. I mean, it's not a bad legacy what he has left behind. And in the end, he became the hope bringer that he never really wanted to be, but he became unintentionally. He was just a regular guy that gave his all. So I can't really complain too much about this chapter. After all, there were some conclusions of it all, and a little bit playful of it all. But I can still complain that we are gonna get the Tomoko thing in an epilogue chapter. I wanted to have seen more of the thing all, but again, Shokugeki no Soma's biggest waste in its development was the fact that it had enormous potential to flesh out the characters' relationships with their families, but in the end was limited, and that is too bad. But Megumi, yeah, she was adorable this chapter. Luckily she did not cut her hair. In fact, is it longer? Who cares? Everyone has been moving on with their lives, and Soma is in outseas. Perhaps the final epilogue chapter is gonna be with Soma just, well, saying he has done it. So give me your thoughts if you have any.